Hello, my name is Dr. Nojoke, or Dr. Nojoke, as you like, aka Bogdan. Thanks for the invitation to this interview on Nightclub Row. And if you don't know about me, I do music for about 40 years and for 20 years electronic music. And what's a specialty about my music is, I would say, it's made from field recordings. I avoid using machines, the typical machines, no 909, no 303. I don't necessarily record instruments, I record noises from the real world and transform it in the electronic world. And the only really typical tool I use, I would say, is Ableton Live. Oh my god, this is such a difficult question as my output is pretty wide. I don't have one specific style. I can say I'm pretty influenced from micro house, minimal techno, from Villa Lobos, from Bernd Friedman, from Fela Kuti, from Can, from Alvanoto, Jan Jelinek and Akufen and all those guys, and Voice from the Lake, of course. So I like when it's hypnotic, I like dub effects, I love deadbeat as well. I think delay and dub effects are omnipresent in my music. A heavy bass, it's pretty percussive, and all the lines are like layers and partly polyrhythmic. And so I try to find a complexity in this minimalism. Check out the last Clinko Met edition, the previous one. It's called AI. And so the first track is Peta Plet Plete. The Met editions are a combination of music, art and text. That's why it's called Met editions. So I worked together with Marianne Clausen for text, and so for many years. She wrote also text for more Uno-Iki collective releases. I worked together with her on a theater play. We had a performance together, and I trust her very much. She came up with this moral judgment, solo for moral judgment, which is kind of a performance cheat and a manual for a performance. And at the same time, I contacted Dana. It's also a person I know and which I like very much, and I like also her art very much. And I thought it's great to feature her on one of the Met editions, and she featured on it too. And we went through her archive, and I found these plates. Her work is always social critical. So when Marianne came up with this, and I had this plate selected, it all formed together. The music was not made specifically for this topic, but it's all something that is kind of in my thinking and is in my world, very present. And for me, it's not only about escape. I try to give a different context. In this case, about values, requesting the values you're grown up with, your judgments you do every day, and so on. And you can dance it. You can dance to it. But why not? You can have fun with these thoughts, you know. And so it came up very nicely together, just like this. The first track on the record is No Tone or No Tone, and it started, I think, 13 years ago in Montreal when I came there and visited Jesse Morrison, which is an artist, aka Anatone or Fake Electronics. He was really enthusiastic and euphoric about a new module he just bought, and he showed it to me, fitted around, and I immediately recorded it. Use it in this track, which is like in the background, and this is kind of the way how I start anyway in many tracks. I just load in samples which has nothing to do with beats or rhythms, and explore the qualities. This is kind of more like micro house style, where loads of little noises react on each other. It's like a dialogue. Every little sound is kind of a little impulse, give impulse for the next one, this one. And this is happening, and then this fills the space. It makes a it's like a conversation, and it's like a room you build where the dancer can then dance inside. I think also techno should be hypnotic. It should hypnotize people. I achieve this also, I think, through many layers and the complexity how I do it. It's like you can follow lots of lines. You can go with this little percussive moral judgment review situations or people every day, which is pretty much on the surface, of course, and the question is if it's right. And it's reflected in my music in that way, that they're questioning also everything which is kind of standard in dance music. Of course, you have to follow certain rules, but all in all, like previously said, I avoid using the typical machines to just achieve a different sound. But this is the way I wanted it, right? And this is also questioning if it must be this way. These tracks are pretty old, and they're still resonating with me and with all the situation. And yeah, that's it. This is not okay to say this is wrong, this is right. It's always somewhere in the middle. And like when you have a conflict between two people, mostly there's some wrong and some right things in both positions, right? So for me, it's not that black and white thinking. Yeah, and in my music as well, I like these contrasts. I like things that kind of oppose each other and try to bring it in a harmony. There's so many positions between wrong and right, and this is also why the title is not wrong, right. It is wrong, wrong, right, right, in one word, which gives it kind of a different meaning, yeah. And it's taken from the text from Marianne: bad, 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 good, 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 wrong, 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 right, 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 right. The word is given from the manual, saying bad, and then you give the situation, this is bad, what's happening there, and then you of course like reflecting it. What's about this bad and right? Yeah, it's totally stupid. So the Clinko Met editions go into the third round. First one was an artwork, digital artwork from Johnson Kenner, a good friend from the States, from Denver, who's also a great producer, music producer. And the second one was from Lucas Gutierrez, one of the hot artists at the moment for digital art, works together with Robert Lippock. And this is his cat, Clinko Met edition 2. And the next one, the new one, is actually not a digital artwork, it's a real one. I wanted it that way. The next one will be maybe a photography, but I'm still not sure if it will continue because the cost for making vinyl exploded, you know. And the idea of transparency is also a reflection from my view on the world. I don't like when the word is too exclusive. I like the word open, open-minded, and transparent. And this is also reflected in the first editions on Clinko, which is 01. It was totally transparent, and the 02 looks pretty much the same. So, and I continued with this concept in these new ones, the Clinko Met editions, and I wanted also to have a different layout instead of the usual packaging, you know, the usual sleeve, right? So you can detach the artwork, you can put it anywhere, you can take this one to your gig, whatever, you know, without damaging the artwork. And the new one is pretty much the same. And yeah, and the transparency is part of it, right? Implemented. Well, the evolution of deep techno in my music, I don't know. I have no idea. So I think my music is like kind of deep techno, but I don't know what to answer there. Of course, I love grooves, so explore grooves. And I feel when I'm working on it, when I can dance to it and when it makes me move, then everything is alright. And I hope then other people will move too. And although the music is deep, it has still the momentum to be danceable. And that is not a necessary rule in my music, because my music is also, every track is like, it has a beginning and ending. It's not just like a DJ tool. It's also like a little trip, a little journey. It doesn't dictate your behavior. My music is not coming with a hammer and saying dance, dance. It's up to you. if you like to dance, if you like to chill, hang in the trees, hang in a mat, whatever, it's up to you. This is one of the challenges for me, that it should be groovy and danceable, but listenable. This is like the borderline where I'm also working on. I was in Boulder on a community festival. This is in Colorado, very close to Denver and the Rocky Mountains. A beautiful festival, and when I was there was actually Voices from the Lake playing. I went there with my friends, David Last and Jonathan Kennard and all these guys from Denver who lived in Denver, John Templeton and so on. And that was so fucking great. It was exactly what I like. It was complex. It's dense. It was very dense, a little bit distorted and dense. I was in the middle of the dance floor and I was kind of waking up, and I was in my wildest dreams. I was dancing inside, and when I woke up I noticed I stood stiff on the dance floor, totally stiff, but in my head it was like, wow, all the synapses went crazy, you know, and I was flying and I was dancing wildly in my head, in my mind, you know. These moments, that's what I like and I also like to achieve, especially the tracks on the second EP, Ola Surya and Gillimus are quite influenced from Voices from the Lake. I would say in the production process there's a lot of intuition in it, it's way spontaneity, and improvisation is more in my live sets. I would say I use my produced tracks as backings, and then I have a bunch of objects and little instruments and toys I use to improvise over my tracks. And I have like a chaos pad, a voice transformer, delay, and a microphone, of course. For my production process, it's more like depending on the mood and intuition. I'm always on the side of the noise more than on the side of the melody, and I like to create music from noises, from instruments or objects that are not regarded as instruments, you know. So this is a lot of fun, especially when I play out in a live station on the dance floor. You might not see it because I'm very concentrated and very serious, but inside of me it's a big smile, you know, because I know, okay, this is field recordings I took in Berlin, in Brazil, in Turkey, in Egypt, in Montreal, whatever, you know, and I'm totally smiling all the time. This is for me the fun to create this music from noises and make people dance to it, and it gives me a lot of joy and also hopefully to you. Really, I would like to create a package that is you can explore. You can't just take the music and dance to it, but there's more to that. And if you like to explore and see dance music and electronic music from different angles and want to give it different context and expand it in your own universe, there you go, you know. It's just like an option. I'm working on a live set for a set I will play in Paris on the Mikrorama Collective next month. I released a new digital EP with my project Run, which is a collaboration with concert pianist Jan Gerdes. You will find on ant.bandcamp.com. Then I'm promoting the upcoming thing and planning a new and further releases with other labels, and there's a lot of things to come next year, I hope. And I'm looking also forward to play live again. And outside of my own music, I'm really looking forward to a Steve Reich concert in Berlin. This is also, I think, in my music and also the music of Rand. Steve Reich is always present. And outside of music, well, my life is music and culture. This is my main input. It's not the music that mostly inspires me, it's mostly art, I would say. So that's it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being with me for this pretty long time. And I hope you enjoy the new record and my music, and have a look at Spotify, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, everywhere. See you.